Right, should we do the news?
Yes, we'll ignore that.
And let's kick off with this Infiniti, new brand to the UK, and it is to Nissan what Lexus is to Toyota, a kind of posh version of it. They're coming over with some cars, some 4x4s, and this. Now, this is a V6 engine, 3.7-litre convertible. All I want to know about this car is why have they styled it to look like the Lexus SC430? You know the one? Look. I mean, that is undoubtedly the most vile and hideous car ever made. Why make it look like that?
It is vile, but it's completely academic because you never see one of those in the real world.
Oh, you do. Go to Cheshire, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
No, they're always being driven by those women that have got faces actually made from leather.
But whenever I see them, those women driving those cars, I really do want to stop them and just ask. I want to beg. Why? Tell me, why did you buy that? Because it's an expensive car.
It's like getting every travel brochure, choosing your summer holidays next year, 180 countries you could go to, and saying, yes, Germany.
Yes.
Not Mauritius, not Mauritius, Dortmund is where I want to go.
It really is that bonkers a choice. It's that terrible a car.
The thing is about the Infiniti, can we just see the Infiniti again? That is actually just a Nissan with a posh name. It's a bit like people who buy a perfectly normal house in the middle of a road, number 22, but then give it a name.
No, because a friend of mine did that. He lived in the Midlands somewhere, he was Lichfield, and he was 22 Acacia Avenue, whatever it was, he called it Sea View.
Oh, I like that. It's quite good.
Hey, now, you know Porsche is always saying that they don't ever really restyle the 911 because they want to maintain that sense of purity and tradition.
Yes.
I don't think that's true. I think they don't restyle it properly is because they can't. They have no idea at Porsche how to restyle cars. Because if you think about it, the four-wheel drive, it's the Cayenne, isn't it? Yes. The Cayenne looks like a 911 that's been reversed into a shed, yes? And now they're doing a four-door car, OK, which is called the Panamera, which sounds like a hat, OK? Look at this. It's just woeful.
It is. You all right?
Excuse me, no, I'm going to die now.
Is it this? Has this made you feel sick?
I was going to say, that's exactly what it is. I looked at that and it nearly killed me.
It is so awful.
Can I make an observation about this car?
What?
That is an Austin Maxi. Do you remember the Maxi?
Yes.
We've got a picture. Have we got a picture of the Austin Maxi? Just look, there you go. It is. He's right. It is.
That is an Austin Maxi.
Porsche Maxi.
The only difference is, of course, that the Porsche Austin Maxi is going to be, well, nearly £90,000.
What gets me is who's going to say of this, no, I don't want the Maserati Quattroporte, or what, you know that four-door Lamborghini we had in the studio last week? Who's going to say, yeah, no, I want this instead? That's like being offered the choice of marrying two women, one of them unkind and ugly, and the other beautiful with a heart of gold, and say, no, I want the brutal nigger.
That is the brutal nigger.
Excuse me.
Are you a nurse? Could you come and kill him? Have you got anything in your bag which is like lethal? Seriously? What can we... A syringe and water? Come on, I've got worse.
All she needs is a syringe and some water to kill someone. Is she a nurse or a ninja?
Right, no, anyway, so I want that to go away. I don't want to see that car ever again as long as I live.
But you know,
and I never will, actually, because nobody's going to buy one.
What are we going to talk about now?
I'm going to talk about this. I went on the internet this week.
Oh, God.
I thought you'd stop doing that.
No. Okay, here we go. Here's the clip that I found. Right, here is a man in a Range Rover, and pause it there. Now, James, what do you suppose happens next?
Well, it's icy, so he's going to crash into the post.
Post?
No, he'll skid into the wheelie bin there.
Wheelie bin,
backwards.
OK. Play the rest of the tape. Let's see who's right.
Oh!
It's just unreal.
I bet that made him jump.
It really is standing there going, how the hell did that happen?
The world's gone wobbly, I've driven through it.
Because if we could look at this, there is no way of telling, is there?
I'd do that now, having just seen him done it. I'm still driving.
I'll go and park on this one, yeah, because it's the same thing. OK, listen. I was driving a Volvo XC60 this week, with the new one. It's got the front of it's all full of radars and sensors, because the idea is you can't actually crash it. Don't ask me how, but anyhow, I was thinking there must be a simpler solution to not crashing. Oh. And I think I've come up with it.
Oh.
No, for once, would you bear with me on this, OK? Just imagine if you had on the front of your car a magnet, everybody has one, with the North Pole facing out, OK? So you come along, head-on accident, could never have a head-on crash. Actually, I think this is one of these windy-up cars, right? So I won't even cheat. Ready? See? You see? Have I just solved road safety? Apart from the big cliff.
I think, do you know, actually, technically you're right about that. The only...
Backing from Captain Maths.
No, but the only slight drawback is on full-size cars you would need extremely large magnets.
Yes, get extremely large.
No, listen,
What?
you haven't thought this through, because at some point there'll be, look, here's a car parked at the traffic lights waiting, and you'll come up behind to the other end of his magnet.
Yeah, brake.
And, well, that's his north pole. You're going to have a crash, because whether you brake or not...
Oh,
you'll
there's
be,
south... No,
you'll
that's
be
the south
pulled in
pole.
south to north, bang, you're going to have a crash, you'll all be killed. Utterly hopeless. We'll all be killed.
These are small details, OK? Think of the fuel saving. Seriously. What? Why wouldn't I get a puncture? Aha! Ah. The man here doesn't look bright.
Yes.
He's just pointed out that you'd be driving along every screw and nail, dunk, 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 on the front, you'd never get a puncture.
Along
I
with the
thank you.
manhole covers and signposts.
Yeah.
And the railings, and
but
traffic lights, and dogs with metal collars on, and skips.
You are just nitpicking. I will admit there are one or two things I need to address.
Well, like the laws of physics, for example.
Yes, but I will find a way round them, don't you worry. OK, now, you know Boris Johnson, Mayor of London, when he was voted in, he said he was going to review what sort of buses were used in the capital city of the United Kingdom.
And as Jeremy pointed out last series, Boris has been rather faffing about on this one. So we figured it was about time for some Top Gear help, whether he wanted it or not.
To find out what sort of bus is best for a busy city, obviously you should form some committees and a focus group, and then do some intensive studies into running costs, safety, passenger usage and the environmental impact.
But all of that takes time. So instead, we're going to sort this using the ultimate crucible of excellence, motorsport. For anything on four wheels, this is the white heat of the anvil of the spearhead of evolution. If you want to improve the breed, you go motorsport. Second is the first of the losers. You have to win, etc., etc.
Our testing ground is here, Liddon Hill Circuit in Kent. A place often described as the Monza of southern England by people who've never been to Monza.
It's normally a rallycross circuit, so it is a challenging mix of hairpins and fast sweepers, tarmac and loose gravel. Much like central London, in fact.
So, let's meet the candidates for the next London bus. Representing the double-decker, a 1987 Leyland Olympian. Representing the single-decker, we have a 1993 Dennis Dart. Then, on behalf of the current London champion, we have the Mercedes 0305G. This, of course, is a bendy bus, and that means it'll probably spend the day causing crashes and bursting into flames for no obvious reason.
Which is why we've got two of them.
Finally, representing the compact hopper bus, we have a 1997 Metro Rider.
Now, because there is so much at stake here,
We can't leave the driving to any old bus driver.
so we brought in our old friends, the touring car drivers.
Their precise and delicate touch certainly got motorhome racing off to a great start last year. So, please welcome touring car legend Anthony Reid, touring car legend Matt Neal, touring car legend Gordon Shedden, and for the second time tonight, hairdressing legend Tom Chilton.
To be honest, they're not that good on passenger usage per mile. But if you want to sort out the other important bus stuff, understeer, lift off, oversteer, then these are your men.
Each driver went for their preferred mount, leaving me with the blue and yellow bendy bus.
Now, last time this lot got together with the motorhomes, to be honest, it all degenerated into a bit of a demolition derby. But this time, because we're carrying out important research, they have promised me absolutely no contact. Yeah. it, we are off. We'll let the investigations begin. Interestingly, both bendy buses 57 feet in length, but his is mid-engined, mine is rear, so a good race should sort out which one's best.
True to their word, the touring car racers avoided body contact for, at least half a lap.
This is their sensitive touch. Yeah, that cost me a mirror. Thinking about it, we have missed one thing out on this test. Cyclists. We should have had bicycles on the circuit, perhaps being pedalled by bus drivers.
After 2 or 3 laps, I realised that finding the best bus would be harder than I thought. Because all of them had their good and bad points.
Now the double-decker, aluminium body, air suspension, it should have potential here on the track. But it is compromised in other ways. No low floor means poor disabled access. Wow, look at that single decker go, what a manoeuvre! I don't believe he had the tail out! That was majestic! But it is only licensed to carry 24 seated with a further 21 standing, and that is where the bendy bus comes in. Licensed to carry 98. Whoa! And the seating is pretty flexible.
So, with all the buses putting forward a good case, if we were to find a winner, we'd have to turn up the wick.
Everyday scene from London streets. This is important work.
First to suffer was the little hopper, which didn't do too well in the I'm a bus driver and when I pull out I never use my bloody mirrors manoeuvre.
Oh, that's an evil move being pulled on the Diddy hopper there.
Thankfully, nobody would dare mount such an attack on a bus as big as mine.
Where did he come from, you bloody idiot? Whoa!
I was limping, and frankly, the other bendy was scoring low on passenger comfort. The final lap.
Oh my word! Double-decker coming through.
The last few corners were a straight duel between the single-decker and the double-decker. But then...
Ignore that bit. Just tell the mayor that was a crash test or something.
our investigation was complete.
We've been thorough, comprehensive. I've just driven over that man's bonnet, but we can announce a decision is made.
The best bus for London and any other city is the good old single-decker, because it's quick.
I think what we should do now is collate all those findings and get them straight to the mayor's office. Yeah. Well done, everyone.